Joe, American hero. G.I. Joe is there. It's G.I. Joe.
Hey, welcome to Half the Battle.
Today, we're gonna be ranking all 1983 G.I. Joe vehicles and playsets.
And I have to admit, 83 is a difficult year to rank.
One could argue, and I think some people will in fact do so in the comments, that everything should be in the good or best tier.
And hey, 83 was a great year for G.I. Joe vehicles.
But it kinda comes down to balancing my brain and heart to come up with the right tiers for everything. This shouldn't be an emotionless rattling off vehicles and their place, but it also shouldn't be purely based on emotions and nostalgia. So, I will do my best to make a balanced and honest list.
There might be one huge exception coming later that most of my viewers who've been here for a while will see coming.
Anyway, for this ranking, we'll be going alphabetically as always, and since there's only like 15 toys to discuss, G.I. Joe and Cobra stuff will share one list.
With all that said, let's get to it.
First up is the APC or Amphibious Personnel Carrier. And I swear this is true, right up until doing research for this video, I've always assumed the acronym stood for Armored Personnel Carrier.
I'm probably gonna keep calling it that.
It's big, it looks great, and can hold an insane amount of figures. It's realistic but not boring and has a decent amount of play value, so it goes into the good tier. Next is the Dragonfly, another big fun toy with lots of play value. It's also realistic but not boring, just like the APC. I was seriously tempted to put this in the best tier, but it misses out on that spot for one reason. It's so freaking fragile.
Yeah, sturdy construction for rugged play, my ass, Hasbro.
The one I had as a kid broke, in several ways in fact, and I didn't play rough with my toys. In my case, the helicopter blades broke off at the point where they attached to the helicopter, as did the landing gear. And the amount of broken Dragonflies I've seen over the years at flea markets is unreal. So, it goes into the good tier, but handled with freaking care.
For our next entry, you get 2 for the price of 1, since they're basically the same toy, just with different decos.
I'm talking about the Falcon and Viper gliders. They're just pieces of foam. It's the Cobra Missile Command all over again. At least these things offer more fun for kids, as they are working gliders they can mess around with in the backyard. Well, for a short time anyway, since these things were freaking fragile. So fragile, in fact, I feel I need to apologize to the Dragonfly for calling it that. It's got nothing on the gliders. As a side note, I wasn't prepared for how huge the thing is when I saw Steve handling one. Bow chicka wow wow. They are so big they actually don't feel like they belong in the G.I. Joe toy line scale-wise.
So, they're fragile, they're just pieces of foam, and they're out of scale.
Yeah, these go into the bad tier. Now we come to the first forced acronym not goodness, or F.A.N.G, which stands for Fully Armed Negator Gyrocopter. It's a classic, it's iconic, it was affordable, especially for kids whose parents didn't have the money to get them a Dragonfly.
It's good, great even, but it misses out on the top tier for one reason.
Those damn frickin' missiles are such a pain in the ass to put on the thing, and good luck getting them to stay there. Okay, this may be petty, but it frustrated me as a kid, and as what I tried to pass off as an adult. So, good tier it is. GIJoe HQ, or, as it's officially called, the Headquarters Command Center. I'm gonna shock you, but for a long time, this was gonna be in the bad tier.
And for a petty reason.
I think it's too small to be called G.I. Joe Headquarters. But thinking more about it, you could interpret the name as just being the command center of G.I. Joe Headquarters, which makes more sense. You use it with other playsets and vehicles to imagineer your own headquarters. Plus, it is a ton of fun and looks great, so I'll relent and put it in the good tier.
Those of you who know me and know the alphabet know what's about to happen. Yeah, balance between heart and mind.
Screw all of that, because next is the H.I.S.S tank. The high-speed sentry should, objectively, be placed in the weird tier. I mean, just look at it. A glass canopy, impossible threads, the whole shape. But to hell with that, it goes into the best tier because it's my favorite G.I. Joe vehicle of all time, and this is my list, so I can do what I want and stay up late playing with it, and screw you, you're not my real dad anyway.
The H.I.S.S tank is pretty cool.
Next are the Pack Rats. Yeah, I'm throwing these three together because although they're all different, they share the same theme, and frankly, I'm surprised they were sold separately and not in a box. They're cool but pretty fragile and most of all weird, so into that tier they go. The Polar Battle Bear or Ski-Mobile was the first ever Arctic vehicle in the toy line, and for a first outing it's kind of underwhelming. Yeah, it never did much for me, so it goes into the okay but bland tier. I feel I should have a special extra tier for acronym aneurysms, because here is the S.N.A.K.E, also known as the Battle Armor Snake. They didn't state what the letters stand for on the front of the box, only on the back.
Maybe they were embarrassed.
Because it means System, Neutralizer, Armed Cloaking Equipment, and they spelled cloaking with a K to make it work. What the hell is this, Mortal Kombat? It's a fun little thing for what it is, either a suit of armor or a robot, depending on the media you see it in. It's a little weird, but not enough to warrant inclusion in that tier, so into good it goes.
Next is what for many fans is their favorite vehicle.
The Sky Striker. This Tomcat is a thing of beauty with lots of play value and a great look. It was a bit on the pricey side. Adjusted for inflation, it would cost around $50 today, but I think it was worth it. Therefore, I have no problem putting it in the best tier. Behind the H.I.S.S, obviously.
Okay, we're almost there.
The Whirlwind twin battle gun is neat, realistic and fun, but though I like it, I have to admit it's a bit bland. This is really the only toy on the list where it was very difficult to decide where to put it. In the end, I'm sorry little buddy, you go into the bland tier, but you've got one wheel in the good one. And finally, the Wolverine. It's great, no doubt about it. It's the best at what it does, but what it does isn't very nice.
Sorry, couldn't resist.
This one was also a bit difficult to place, best or good. I like it a lot, but something makes me feel it just misses out on the best tier. But it gets the number one place in good, and I can't even explain why I feel this way.
Which is kind of a problem for me, since explaining is the whole point of these videos.
And that was the ranking, but not quite. GIJoe.com lists the Battle Gear accessory pack in the vehicle section, probably because where the hell else would you put it, so I might as well include it here. It's fine. A good way to replace lost accessories. In this case, the visors were probably a godsend back in the day. Having said that, it's nothing special, so I can dump it into the bland tier. Well, there you have it. All 1983 G.I. Joe vehicles ranked.
Feel free to start berating me in the comments below. Well, I'll see you next time, everybody. And hey, why not like, share, and subscribe if that's your thing.
G.I. Joe.